Good afternoon to each and everyone present in the seminar hall. Our worthy chief guest, Sarvesh Kaushalji, and a man familiar to each and everyone here, our popular leader and great representative of Himachal in Rajya Sabha, Suresh Bhardwaj. See, I would begin this discourse not directly with the ONO, one nation, one poll. I would begin with the trueness of India right now in 21st century. The primary global drivers, be they geostrategic, be they from the field of IP, be they financial, the placement of India and the passing of India through a very crucial stage is worth noting. See, when we hear about George Soros, when we hear about Hindenburg, when we hear about so many international agencies who have been assigned the task of dwarfing the size of India, then it becomes a problem. And since several initiatives from the current government, be it ONO, one nation, one election, or even before that, digitalization of India in a record time, and several pan-Indian nationalist programs and policies executed in last 10 years. The primary concern emerges from the protesting voices within the Indian mainland. India has been home to diverse cultures, to diversities, to regional diversities, and the reflection of Indian Constitution in 1950, or the Constitution Day that we celebrate, because it has something to do with ONO also, 26th of November 1949. It was a natural corollary of the historical national developments. The Congress movement, which was basically pan-Indian national movement and got defunct and split into several sections in the post-independence period. And the formation of the process of formation of Indian Constitution was the outcome. India could have, after searching through so many constitutional sources, we could have opted for the Canadian or the Swiss model or the US model of adjusting, accommodating our diversities. But we didn't. We didn't follow the former colonial masters' political model of uniform, unitary handling of the diversities. We didn't. We took a middle path. We have a strong tradition of not taking extremes. That is part of Indian culture also. We went for a quasi-federal structure, which was taking care of the first article, India, that is Bharat. Now the question is, the journey of Bharat through India back to Bharat is very crucial. The first option of India, that is Bharat, it shows certain preferences. Might be lingual, might be philosophical, might be ideological. But the journey of this India and how this India can leave the things for Bharat, or how it can made to leave the things for Bharat, is a crucial challenge right now. Now, coming to a primary decision of the current government, which has a long history, there is, if I give a historical capsule of one nation, one election, then it's not new. I would, as a student of political science, I see it as a travel of a journey of one party system into another party system. It's almost a return of single dominant party system to single dominant party system. On the backdrop of national movement, Congress took the advantage, as we all know, until 67 without any much hiccups. Congress had a sway over the elections. But then democracy has triggers, democracy has incentives, democracy has power to empower people's minds. So 1967 state elections threw anti-Congress governments. Until then, we all know that we were having, oh no, one nation, one election. It was the choice of all the parties. So I find it strange that in today's environment or in today's political climate, if we find that one nation, one election becomes a challenge, it has been interpreted by people that it is anti-federal, it is anti-national, it is anti-state parties paradigm. So this is a strange development of the thinking of Indian nationals also. Because till 60s or 70s, I find that even after diversities, people had some affiliation and loyalty towards nation. But now, the loyalty towards nation, the patriotism, the concern for Indian nationalhood takes a back seat, and the regional protesting voices they prioritize the regional interest first. This is where the one nation, one election bill is pitched against. Now, how this could be overcome, I won't go for, as we know that all of you must have gone through the literature of ONOP. In 67, the single dominant party system collapses and regional parties take the power. In 77, it was a vertical collapse of the Congress system. And after 2014, the state that was prior to 1967 was single dominant party system, was Congress, Rajni Kothari called it Congress dominant party system also. After 2014, there are people who have been calling it a BJP dominant system. Because till 67, it was a 15 years journey for Congress. They kept on dominating at center and states. After 2014, in majority of the states, BJP has been securing or performing well. So there is a school, even if we take the previous election of 2024, then the findings of political scholars and analysts is that it is not the defeat of BJP, it is the defeat of ticket management. Otherwise, the consequences were almost not as close as the media was saying, but it was almost the third consecutive victory. Now, people are having hiccups and reservations that should it be called a BJP dominant system. They have reservations, the regional reservation, the left has its own squeezing area. They are just left up to Kerala, and they are scared that after passing of one nation, one election bill, if it gets through parliament, then it will be left nowhere in India. That is the concern of one significant ideological segment of Indian political surface. Then regional political parties, see 67, the post-67 period till 2014, regional political parties have raised significantly, graphically or numerically, and this could be explained as the flowering of Indian democracy. There is nothing wrong in that. But the fear from regional political parties is that once, if I go for the statement of certain person, I won't name him, he says that the day one party, one election bill is passed in parliament, the next day it would be one party, one India, and after a few days it would be one leader, one India. This is the fear. The fear is that the rebuttal of Congress, the reverse of Congress system, is having another transformation into advance of BJP system. So the opposition or the regional protests on the behalf of or on the in the disguise of I would say federalism or the challenge to the Indian states and their regional autonomy is just what I as a student of political science find it's a hoax. People say that Congress has on its official page that ONOM is going to challenge this Keshwanand Bharti and the core structure of Indian Constitution, the basic structure. See, basic structure speaks about rule of law, it speaks about fundamental rights, it speaks about the nature of Indian government, should it be presidential or parliament. It doesn't speak about the fixing of the election after 5 years. It's a question of mere fixing up of term, which was there till 67 also. There's no question. But then political interests. When people in United States go and they say, see, there is lots of danger to Indian democracy. Indian democracy is going down. So these protesting voices at the feet of West, who have been concocting and conspiring against India, see, it has international linkages also. Right now, I'm working on how to manage China in 21st century, India's foreign policy challenge. So when I go for the diplomacy, the US diplomacy, the Trump is playing into the hands of US intelligence. And it might be that after 2 years, there would be no Trump. He could set an example because he has executed, he has the repercussion of his actions has been that there has been a split in ideology and decision making of NATO itself, in EU itself. And his I would say the crazy decisions, they are part of the dominant neoconservatists of US, and the day they will have a severe backlash, he will keep on withdrawing as he is withdrawing against what he said about Justin Trudeau and Canada. He is withdrawing on certain corners, he is withdrawing against China. So, US concern is that China has gone out of control. It can't be controlled now. Because it was not with the mercies of US that China has grown into the current, and it will be challenging by 2040, IMF says. By 2040, US will be a smaller economy. By 2050, US will be a smaller economy than India. This is not my prediction, this is the prediction of international agencies, IMF and World Bank, etc. So now China has gone beyond, it has threatened its global status. US doesn't want second China in Asia, that would be India. So they are trying on all fronts. The whole mechanism, the corporate world, he is selling his country for billionaires, 45 crore lao and get citizenship. Not to the visa holders on the basis of academics, of which India was a big part. So he is drifting US in a very different way that would have severe repercussions very soon. So the concern of this legislation, I will take only 5 minutes. I will won't take much time. We are eager to hear to our chief guest and Bhargav. I will just brief of where this one nation, one election, this principle where it is getting hanged or where it is having a backlash in Indian scenario. Federalism is a good thing. We have a diverse society. We have transferred lots of powers, but even then people are not happy. People are not happy with the quantum of autonomy they have, with the quantum of financial powers and resources and revenue they are having. We had problems with Dravidians, TMK. We had problems with Anandpur Sahab and Kalis. They went for Anandpur Sahab resolution. These were all demands for more financial freedoms. More financial freedoms might be that in today's context, Himachal government would be looking for more financial freedoms, but it is a different pedestal, couldn't be brought here. The regional cosmologies are different from national cosmologies. The regional cosmos where people live, they have the cultural element, they have the social element, they have the regional religious element, they have the ethnic element. So these several factors go on to constitute a regional cosmology. It could be pacified with the transfer of greater degree of autonomy. Okay, we have done that. We couldn't go the US lines because that would be pushing certain people, without naming anyone, who have been threatening secession from India, who have been demanding freedom from Indian state, that would be facilitating their political position. So we have to look into that. Even on Khalistan, I had very recently, I had a paper published from Commonwealth Lawyer, London. I had suggested that there is only one solution, that Indian Constitution itself provides the checks and balances system. Say we had given lots of autonomy to Jammu and Kashmir under Article 370. They didn't use it. They misused it. The whole money, 10 times larger budget from center, 15 times larger budget from center was passed to Jammu and Kashmir. That was siphoned away by corrupt politicians. And see, after doing away with the 370, how huge transformation has taken place in Jammu and Kashmir. So the checks and balances system of our constitution says that those who are not satisfied and challenging the sovereignty and integrity of this state should be brought to union territory status, that is centrally governed territories, not even to state status. And now the next step would be Jammu Kashmir people, they are demanding that we should be at least bring us at par with the rest of the states. So this is how the question of Khalistan, the question of northeastern states where certain things are adverse to national unity and challenging national sovereignty, how they can be adjusted within the political mechanism of India. And the question of one nation, I personally believe as a student of political science, I don't find that there is any constitutional hiccup. Those who are bringing that the Keshwanand Bharti judgment of 1973 somewhere of basic structure, it will be challenging basic structure. See, term nowhere challenge. The change of term nowhere challenges basic structure. Had we been transforming Indian system into parliamentary system into presidential system, there would have been any advance against the slashing of fundamental right of people, or the rule of law is being changed, then it would have. But Article 172, they bring into notice that is about the term of state, 83, the term of parliament. They are the temporary adjustments. Temporary adjustments. Once the things will become in routine, I think by 2033, 2034, the things will be in line. So there is no technical hiccup. We have to move out of the Sorosian narrative that even people within India are floating. It's good that we try to preserve our autonomy. It's good that we try to preserve our regional identities, the cultural ethos. But it's not good that it should be at the cost of national sovereignty, the interest of Indian state. So anything that would be against the interest of Indian state, people of India will decide about that. And no matter that this bill has failed to secure two-third majority, it's not that two-third majority of 543 seats we need. The members present in the House, the available two-third majority is enough provided it fulfills the 50% of the absolute majority of the actual number of House. This is how it will get through, I personally believe, and it will get through when the educated people, the people who think in the veins of Indian state, who think in the interest of Indian state, they will become messenger of this good legislation. With this, I will conclude my words. And I once again thank Sarvesh Kaushal-ji, Suresh Bhagwat-ji, who have honored us by their presence, and we are eager to hear them. Thank you very much. Namaskar ji.